Yo, what's going on, guys? I'm Zeta Black. Shout out to everybody that's tuning in. You know, I was just about to actually post another video, and then I saw this news. So I said, you know what? Let me go ahead and talk about this, okay? Apparently, Tracy Morgan is divorcing his second wife, Megan, after just 5 years of marriage, okay? Now, he was actually married before for over 23 years, 3 kids, 3 sons with his first wife. Those who know Tracy Morgan, you know, he was on Saturday Night Live. He was on the Martin Show. He had his own show. You know, does movies. Tracy Morgan is one of my favorite people in Hollywood. And there's very few of them nowadays, but he's one of my favorite people to where I think he's highly entertaining. Okay? So let's get into this article. It says Tracy Morgan and his wife Megan are filing for divorce. A spokesperson for the 30 Rock actor confirmed on Wednesday. Morgan and Megan wed in 2015, and she is 33. She's Morgan's second wife. Sadly, after nearly 5 years of marriage, Megan and I are filing for divorce. Morgan, who's 51, said in a statement emailed to the Daily News, "It's a challenging time for all involved, so I ask that you please respect our privacy." Morgan and Megan met on a blind date in 2011. They have one daughter together, Maven, who turned 7 earlier this month. Morgan was married to his first wife, I think it's Sabine, 23 years. The pair divorced in 2009 and shared 3 adult sons. People magazine reported on the split Wednesday afternoon. Megan and Morgan were married in a ceremony in August of 2015, 14 months after the comic suffered severe injuries in a crash on a New Jersey turnpike that left one of his friends deceased. Morgan walked down the aisle in his own strength after saying he didn't want to wed with a cane or in a wheelchair. After almost losing Tracy last year, "I'm so grateful to finally be married to the love of my life," Megan told People magazine. "We've been through so much. He's the love of your life, but you're deciding to separate." And it seems, I'm guessing, to be mutual. We only hear from him, which means that he may have wanted this more than she did. Now, Tracy Morgan went through a very bad car crash, like right before he got married. And I believe he actually settled for a lot of money. So financially, Tracy is actually in a very good spot. Now, I don't know if they had a prenuptial agreement made between the two of them to where, you know, she's going to get some type of payout, because I'm pretty sure she's going to get something. Okay? If not, she's already gearing up for a court battle, because that's what these things normally turn out to be. I think a lot of men will want to leave these marriages on good terms, but a lot of times the women that they're with, they want more and more and more. So as time goes on, it gets less and less amicable. I mean, look at the situation with Jay Cutler. You know, as a former NFL quarterback, he was married to Kristen, you know, reality TV personality. They put out joint statements on Instagram, basically mirroring the same statements, and they made it seem as if they both were cool with this. You know, they were both cool with separating, but maybe a day or so later, because I made an initial video, I said, you know what, more is going to come out, and I guarantee you she's going to go after his money. And that's exactly what she did. She went after Jay Cutler for money. After saying that they both were still good, on good terms with each other, they still cared about each other, they just didn't want to be with each other anymore. But the first thing she does is goes right after his money. And that's what happens in these situations, man. A lot of men would want to walk away from these marriages. And you know these marriages are a mistake, because they end up breaking up soon afterwards. Either because it gets expensive dealing with them, or you're arguing, or you don't really care about each other as much. You know, and I think this has a lot to do with what's going on with this quarantine. This quarantine, okay, is messing up a lot of relationships. It is. And because this quarantine is messing up a lot of relationships, you're seeing those relationships fall apart. And this relationship was probably falling apart before the quarantine, but it got worse right after it. This is why you don't marry people who you don't really know as much about, because you're gone all the time. You're filming shows, you're filming movies. She's at home. She gets used to being by herself a certain amount of time. You're used to being on the road. You're used to being in different cities or different countries, whatever it is that you're doing as far as your filming schedule is concerned. But for the most part, you are used to a certain way of doing things. Now let's see what's going on over here on Twitter. Everybody's reporting about it. The separation going on. You know how many marriages have been ruined through quarantine? And again, you also have to look at this dynamic as well. You have an age difference. Tracy Morgan is 51. She's 33. She's probably way more energetic. She likes to go out and do things. Tracy isn't about that, And again, with the quarantine, when you're around somebody more, you realize, I really don't like this person. Why am I with this person? I don't like them. And I think that the age difference there's something to be said about this. There's been multiple relationships I've seen over the years or recently where there was this age difference and the couple ends up separating because that woman she wants to be single again. She got her bag. Whatever the outcome of this situation is financially, she's going to be straight. Not only is she was married to Tracy, she also has a kid with Tracy. So financially, she's going to be good. Her lifestyle is going to be funded, and it would not surprise me at all if she drove this guy to wanting to get a divorce. I mean, would it really surprise you that he might have been way more into her than she was into him? Because you got to remember, he married her after he had his accident. So he was going through a tough time and she was there for him. So in that sense, I guess he may have been rewarding her loyalty, that she stayed by his side and was there for him. That's why she said in the quote from the article that they've been through so much. She was there with him when he was going through his problems. But this to me probably was a situation that was I would say disintegrating for quite some time. And being together, especially if they living in Los Angeles or California in general, where you're on lockdown, you're around this person a lot, you realize, why am I with this person? She, in her mind, she realizes financially she's going to be good. So she really don't have to be with him anymore. And I'm telling you right now, she might have drove Tracy to wanting to get, this separation. And again, I'm not the biggest fan of marriage, but I'm not rooting for nobody to get divorced, because marriage is tough. It's tough for these guys to make these decisions to get married, because they understand what's going to happen if it doesn't work out, especially if they are the breadwinners in the situation. They want to award a woman they feel like is loyal to them, that was there for them when they've been going through tough times. Well, we just went through a tough time and we still kind of going through it, and this situation is over. And one of them did not want to be there. It's clear to me. Now maybe he was able to work out an agreement to where he feels like he's not going to lose much. Maybe she's not going to come after him, but we will see. When money's involved, and the person that you are with don't really have much going on, Megan probably has a lot going on. Who knows? A lot of these women got money until divorces. Now they all of a sudden they want half of everything. We will definitely see, but again, I think Tracy may have started to have second thoughts about getting remarried again. It's tough for these guys to be married once and twice and three times. Some of these guys can keep doing it and keep doing it, because they feel like they have to have a marriage to I guess to solidify their social status. I don't know if that's still relevant of today. I don't know if you necessarily still have to be married in order to have a certain social status. I know in Hollywood you're looked upon better if you are married, you know, and we will definitely see how this situation plays out. But the quarantine has yet claimed another marriage, and it's gonna do more because they're already, especially in California, they're locking down again. That's where a lot of these, you know, Hollywood actors and comedians are living, and they are married. They are in relationships, and those relationships are only going to go downhill because what happens is you got women that are used to a certain lifestyle. They're used to being at home by themselves a lot, or, you know, just having more free time. They're used to the guy not being there very much, having a schedule where he's filming. So he's either filming at the studio or he's traveling to go film movies. And then when that person's just at home every day, you know, you realize you really don't like each other like that. You really don't, you know, really want to be in a relationship with this person, you know. But we definitely will see what happens down the road. I think, honestly, I think the best thing that could happen for Tracy, the best outcome for him is that they have an agreement and he gives her a certain amount of money or whatnot, maybe the house, and that's just it. You know, maybe an agreement on support for the kid. But a lot of times when these guys have been married once, they get married again. And when you have the quarantine situation going on, a lot of these guys will have second thoughts. And it would not surprise me at all if Tracy Morgan started to have second thoughts about getting married to who he was with, because maybe he realized that this person wasn't with him for the right reasons and he needed to get out of it, you know?